Welcome to this channel. In this video, I will show you exactly how to set up an active purchase event. So for those of you who don't know, if you want to run an e-commerce advert where people can go to your website and buy a product or a service and pay with their debit card, and you can track them and you'll be able to optimize for people to buy more so that the system can show it to more people that are likely to buy. This is what you can do. Now, before I continue, let me just show you this. When you come, I'm trying to run an advert just to demonstrate for you to see how the process is. If you come to the ad manager and you go to the campaign, the ad set level, you see I've selected a purchase event. Okay. So this is the pixel. I'm trying to select the purchase event. Then, as you can see, they are saying inactive events. Okay. Inactive events. So under the inactive events, you see that when you scroll down, you see purchases among them. So they're saying the purchase is inactive. And so someone may ask, how do you effectively set up a purchase event so that when someone purchases, it will actually take effect and I will know that, okay, I've got a purchase. So I'm going to take you through the step-by-step process of doing exactly that. As you can see, it says purchase is the completion of a purchase, usually signified by receiving order, purchase confirmation, or a transaction receipt. Okay. Now, how do you go about it? When you come to the ad manager, you come to the top left-hand corner. When you come to the top left, so this is where I'm talking. Say top left. I mean, when you come here, you see all tools. Then from all tools, you can click on go to event manager. So when you go to event manager, it will be like this. Now, I have about 3 pixels. If you don't have a pixel connected, you cannot set up a purchase. You can't set up a purchase event. So your pixel must be connected to your website first. And this is conversion event or purchase event are solely for people that are running e-commerce advert. When I say e-commerce website, if you want people to WhatsApp or call you, you don't need a pixel like what I'm doing here. You don't need to set up a purchase event. Okay. Now, how do you set up a pixel? If you don't know how to set up a pixel, I have done a video earlier on how to solve that. You can check the link above. You can also check the link in the description. And then you'll be able to see, follow, and get the video to watch and understand how to connect. So this is for people who have already connected their pixel and now want to set up a purchase event. Now, when you set up your pixel, and then the events that are active are supposed to automatically show. So, for example, as you can see here, you see we have page view. Page view means that if someone goes to my website, if someone just land on any page on my any part of my website, page view should be recorded. Okay. So we have page view, we have view content. They will also have add payment info, as the name denotes. If someone tries to fill the form and add their information, their name, their email and phone number, it should record it as add payment info. If someone add to cart, like the person is in the process of purchasing, first they will add to cart, initiate checkout, and all that. Input data. So all these are active events. Now you can see that the purchase is not showing. So what it means is that the system hasn't recorded someone buying or purchasing anything from my site in the last, at least, let's say 28 days. Because when you look at the top here, you will see, normally they will say last 28 days or last 7 days or something. So in the last 28 days, no one actually purchased anything on my site. But that is not true. So sometimes it could be that they are buying, but the system hasn't recorded it. If you look at here, you see input data. Last 4 hours ago, you see input data is recorded. Yeah, but a purchase was supposed to be recorded, but I can't see a purchase actually happening. So to set up the purchase event and optimize for it so that it can happen, this is what you have to do. First of all, so when you come to the ad manager, as I just indicated earlier, this is what you're supposed to do. There are 2 ways of setting up a purchase event. The first one, we call it the standard events. The other one is also custom. So we have the standard events and we have the custom events. The difference between standard and custom events is that standard events are the events that are by default. The system, like we have purchase, everyone knows that to purchase something, it normally you have to, if it is on an e-commerce website, you have to make payment. Then, as it was defined earlier, you will definitely have a receipt. It will be confirmed, the money will be deducted, you will enter your payment information, then you will receive a receipt that you have made payment. So that is a standard event. Page view. Someone landing on a web page and viewing information is page view. Someone adding their payment information, adding payment info, adding to cart, and all that. So these are standard events. Okay. And as the name denote, add payment information, failing and adding the payment information. Now, the custom events are events that normally they are not the typical one that everyone should know, but you will have to define. So for example, I can decide that I am selling something. So to me, a purchase event could be someone filling a form and submitting. I could be selling something that I'm doing payment on delivery. So in that case, the person might not necessarily use his debit card to pay for something before I consider it as a purchase. When the person fills the form and submit, I can consider it as a purchase to me. So that one, I have to define it and then create it as a custom event, not a standard event. So first of all, I'm going to show you how the custom events work. Now, standard, we are going with standard events first. So if you look at here, you can see that definitely nothing is, no purchase event is showing. No purchase event is showing. But I also want an active purchase event. So you have to use something we call the event setup tool. So when you go to the settings, okay, then you scroll down. When you go to settings and you scroll down, you see event setup tool. So you open the event setup tool. So you click on it. It will ask you to put a website. So you put the website. So okay. So I'll put a website. So I click on open website. So it will open on a new tab. So when it opens on a new tab, now you have to actually make the purchase so that you can confirm that the event is active. Okay. So it has opened me to a website. I'll go to the shop. You see, it says something. It says that a pixel wasn't detected on this website. Check that the URL you entered is correct. The URL you entered is correct. Yes, the URL is actually correct. It says you can use the event setup tool to add standard events and parameters without need to code. This is the easiest option to install pixel events. So a pixel wasn't detected. The pixel is actually connected. So if it says it wasn't detected, there could be some error somewhere, but it's supposed to show. So it's supposed to show here. Okay, so I'm trying the process again. So the event setup tool is supposed to show, but it is not showing. You see, so there is an error somewhere. So what I have to do is to what? Try. Um, I have different pixels. So I'll try with the other pixel and see what will happen. So I'll use this one. So same way. I'll open the event setup tool. Good. So you can see, as you can see, the event setup tool has opened. So let's say when you come back here, I want to demonstrate something for you to understand, have a proper understanding of how the event setup tool works. Now, when you come back here, and I forgot to add, if you don't have a pixel and you want to create a pixel, all these you are seeing are pixels or data sets. If you want to know how to create a pixel, I will also add that video in the link in the description so that you can follow it. When you check here, so this is this particular pixel, seller pixel. When you come here, you also see view content, page view, add to cart, initiate checkout. You see all of them are also showing, but there's no purchase. So I also want to set up a purchase event. So I'll come back to the site. I want to set up a purchase. I already have my products available here. I want to just reduce the money for one of the products, then purchase it, and you see whether it will reflect, so that we can use that one to do a demonstration. So this one. Okay. So I think I've made a change. So let's get back. So I'm back. So I want to make a purchase so that we can see how it works. So earlier on, as I click and open to the site, so we are inside the site. So I want to set up a purchase event and we see how it actually works. So I want to check first of all, is there a purchase event that is not active? Sometimes it could actually be there, but it is not active. So you have to set it so that it will be active. So how do you do that? So when you come back to the event setup tool, so we have to either track a URL or track a button. To track a button means that if someone clicks that particular part, you want it to be recorded as something. So that is, if I want that anyone who clicks here, it should be recorded as page view, or it should be recorded as view content. Fine. So it is my decision to decide what I want to call a particular action. So I want to track a URL. I want to track a URL. So I'll click on track URL. And so sometimes what you need to do is you have to even take the decision to the final level before you even track. When you get to the URL you actually want to track, then you track it up. So now, if I were to track a button and I want to track any of the buttons, I can select the track button now, but let me track URL. So this is how we go about it. So I want to purchase, let me see the one. So I want to purchase this one. So for example, so click on buy now. Okay. Check out. Okay. So this particular one is supposed to be $1. Sorry, $2. I've actually this is the actual price, but I have reduced it so that I can just do a demonstration for you to see. I don't know why the new price is not updated. Let me just refresh it and see. It's supposed to reflect the new price. Good, good. So it is now free. So you click on it, you click on checkout, fill your information. This is just a demonstration. You could reduce it to a smaller amount, or just you can either you reduce it to a smaller amount, or you can make it free so that you'll be able to buy it. So when I click on continue, it takes me to the checkout. And so it says, thanks, I have purchased. So in actual fact, if I was to pay it with money, or if the price was something like $5 or $10 or 10 cedis, and I'm going to pay, I would have paid. After I had paid, this is the receipt I was supposed to get. So this is what I want to track as a URL. So you see track URL here. So when I click on track URL, you see, so I'm tracking the URL. So they're asking me to select the event. So I'll click on select. I'll select it as purchase. So what I'm saying is that anything that contains, so you have equal to or URL equals or contains. Now, the difference between the equal and the contains is that with the equals, it means that for any other thing to be considered as a purchase, it must be exactly the URL that I have here. But contains means that anything that contains part of this URL, something similar to this, it must be what? Considered as a what? A purchase. So I am using the contains because all purchase events will also have something that is similar to this, but may not be exactly the same. So I'm using the contains so that I will not leave out some of the pages event that may not be exactly the same as this. So you choose contains, and then you go down, and then if you want to do a return on investment analysis, you can choose a figure. If someone buys, how much is it? What is the value of a sale? But for now, I'm not interested in that. So you just come, and then I will click on don't include figure or don't include value. Then I'll click on confirm. The currency to is USD. Then I click confirm. It says unable to complete request, try again. So I'm trying it again. So I'm tracking the URL. Then I'm selecting it as a purchase. Purchase event. Then I'll click on confirm. Good. So as you can see, the purchase event is set up. It has been set up. There was an earlier purchase event, but there's another one that has been set again. So sometimes what you could do is that you could delete one if you think it doesn't correctly represent the actual purchase event that you want. So we can continue by clicking finish setup. So when I click on finish setup, finish, it is done. So the purchase event is set up. So what it means is that when someone comes back to this particular site, okay, when someone comes, if someone goes to this website and buys any product from here, it will be recorded as a purchase. That is how to set up the purchase event. This is the first method. There are two methods. So we are going to the second method, which is using custom event. Now, how is the custom event? How does that work? That one, what we need to do is first of all to copy the link that we want to use as the URL. You have to, so we copy the URL and customize an event for it. So this is the URL I want. So you come to the event manager again. This time around, you see custom conversions. So you click on the custom conversions. Then you have to choose the ad account you want to create it on. So let's say this is the ad account you want to create on. So you click on create custom conversion. Then they will ask you, what is the pixel? Which pixel will be the data source? It depends. So for this one, it is supposed to be the seller pixel. So I'll select my seller pixel. Then they will ask me how I want to name it. So I can name it as what? I can also name it as purchase, but this one, in order not to confuse it with the other purchase event I set up, this one, I will name it as purchase event into bracket custom. So this is a custom purchase event, not a standard purchase event. It's custom. I am customizing it. It is not a standard purchase event as recognized by the system. So you scroll down and then URL, it must contain what? Then I'll put the link I want to put there. Then after that, I click on create. When I click on create, it is going to create a custom event for me. Now, after it creates that custom event, if you create it, you have to go and try the action. Even with the standard event, after you create it, you have to go and try the action and make sure that it is working. If not, someone will buy and the system will not record. And if the system doesn't record, if the action takes place, then you won't be able to properly track it. So you have to try to make sure that it is working. So because I am demonstrating, I will not actually create this one. But if you click on create, it is supposed to create it. After it creates it, you have your custom purchase event. Now, after that is done, you can now after you have set up either a standard or custom event, you have to try the action. If you try it, after some time, sometimes it can take up to 24 hours or 48 hours for the action to be recorded in the events manager. So if it is successful, so let's say after I set it up and finish, I have to come and buy and then make sure when I buy, the system is supposed to record it. And so when I buy and it records it, then later on, when I come back to the event manager, let's say about 24 hours or 48 hours, it's supposed to show here as active. The purchase event that I have set is supposed to show as active. Once it shows as active, I can now use it to run an advert. And it will, if someone buys, it will be recognized and I can optimize for it. This is exactly what you need to do in order to set up a purchase or standard or custom event. If you follow this procedure and you are not able to do it well, please leave your comments in the comment section. You can also follow the WhatsApp link and the Telegram link in the description to contact me for me to look at your problem in detail and help you resolve it. But understand that we charge for doing this kind of services. If we are going to help you be on Zoom to look at your problem and solve it for you, you will pay. But our charges are affordable. Thank you once again and see you in the next video. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Bye-bye.